Tracer is now on the Overwatch Stadium roster. Let's have a look at her perks and powers. The mid-season update for Overwatch 2 just dropped, and it came with a ton of balancing changes. I have a video on all of those changes on my channel. Go have a look. In this video, however, I want to take a look at Tracer. She was added to the Stadium roster. And of course, she comes with her own hero items and powers. Let's dive in. Okay, let's start out with her weapon items. There's one rare item, Pulse Detector. It gives you 10% weapon power, 10% max ammo, and the last enemy hit by pulse pistols is revealed for 1 second. You've seen that a few times with different heroes, but the last target that you're going to hit, unless you kill them, of course, is going to be visible through walls, which is going to allow you to track him a little better, I guess. Moving over to the epic items. Underworld Quick Loader, 10% weapon power, 10% attack speed. Pulse pistols hit grant 1% reload speed, stacking up to 30 times resets on reload. This one does not seem to have a meter. Usually there's a little meter that shows you. And I wonder how you get to 30 stacks. If you augment your clip and you get your clip a lot bigger, you might get to that point. But basically, I guess it's just going to shorten the reload times. And the further you go into the rounds and the more ammo you have, the more of an effect it will have. Right, moving over to the abilities. There's one rare item, Drag Reducers, 10% ability power, 100% pulse bomb throw distance. So the pulse bomb is basically her ultimate. So I think the usual throw distance is about 8 meters. Let me stand on the 10 meter mark.
Present for ya.
Yeah, that looks like 8 meters. So if we equip the drag reducers, it should at least be 10.
Bombs ticking.
Oof. That's actually a lot more than 10. Let's give it a try on the other place. I'm going to try from 30 meters.
Bombs ticking.
Yeah. That looks like it is about 30 meters. But how is 100% from 8, maybe 10 to 30? That is way more than 100%. I think that might be a bug. She also has one epic item in the ability category. It's called Chrono Bomb. 15% ability power, 50% pulse speed explosion radius. On top of that, enemies struck or hit by pulse bomb are slowed by 30% and lose 30% bonus attack speed for 2 seconds. So let's say that you try and stick it to a tank. They might not die, but they're definitely going to be slowed. And they're going to lose some attack speed, allowing you to stick around and to basically kill them. But let's have a look at how big that reuse actually is. So I guess if I would throw it on the 5 meter mark, it's not going to do much. If I equip that item and throw it on the 5 meter mark.
Winging it.
Oh yeah, you actually take the same amount of damage, of course. But yeah, that was pretty big. These poor robots don't have self-heal. Let me fix that.
Blimey, I'm good.
Double kill.
Moving over to the survival category, there's a few more items in here. There's 2 rares. The first one is called Emily's Affection. That's cute. 19 health. After using recall, gain 50 overhealth for 5 seconds. Blink away, recall, and there we go. Overhealth. Iggy's Ignition. 5% attack speed, 5% move speed. If you use Blink while airborne, gain an air jump. What do I have to imagine that is going to be? Oh yeah, it actually will help you to traverse huge gaps a little easier. Moving over to the epic items, Oxton Overdrive, 19 health. When using recall, restore 2 charges of Blink. So blink, blink, recall, blink, blink, blink. Yeah, that's going to make you extra mobile. Of course, your recall has a longer cooldown, so there's an end to that, but yeah, could be fun. Slipstream Salve. Again, 19 health. That seems to be the number, the ticket for Tracer. Recall always restores at least 70% of your life. So that basically buffs the health you're getting back from recall. These guys will do an enormous amount of damage on poor Tracer, to the point where you need to fear for your life. But there we go. The recall fixed it. And the last one is Custom Kicks, 38 health. When you use Blink, grant yourself and allies within 6 meters 10% move speed for 1 second. Alright, let's make these guys over there an ally. And then we're going to blink, we're going to be moving faster, but so will they. As you can see, anytime I blink around them, I take a little sprint. But that was all for the items. But there are, of course, still the powers. The first one is called Flash Fist. She actually has items tied into her melee, which is interesting. For 1 second, after using Blink, your next quick melee is affected by ability power. So the more ability power you have, the harder it will hit. It deals 10 extra damage and knocks enemies back. Let's give that a try, shall we? Let's make these guys evil again. So, tap. Look at that. Tap. Now the trick is that it will only do your next melee. So you need to
Zoom.
zap around them and basically...
Get it?
This is going to be a joy when you're playing tank. The next one is called Get Stuffed, another one with the quick melee. Quick melee hits grant 5% ultimate charge. And every time I use my quick melee, I'm going to get... That is fast. At what rate can I get my ultimate up? Or just tapping a tank. Look at that.
Clobbered.
Holy hell, that is actually quite strong. The third one is called Blink of an Eye. Critical hits reduce the cooldown of Blink by 0.05 seconds. Yeah, your cooldown on Blink is rather short. If you get those headshots in,
In tip-top shape.
it's going to help to get back a little faster.
Go on then. Bye.
I mean, it's going to help you to stay more mobile, I guess. If you're a talented tracer, which I'm not, in case you hadn't noticed that. Quantum Clip. If you use Blink while reloading, gain 25 max ammo and 10% weapon lifesteal until you reload. So this is where you start stacking the ammo. But reloading is something Tracer does quite a lot. So I'm taking a shot, reloading, blinking, and yeah, there we go. 50. Okay. Yeah, that is definitely not something I'm going to be using. I'm not that good at playing Tracer. Understatement. Alternate ending. When using recall, heal allies within 6 meters for 75 of the damage they have taken in the last 3 seconds. Whew. That is a support Tracer. Right. Let's test this on our robot friends. I'm just going to stand right here within the 6 meter radius. So this is the damage it took. If I recall that... So let's see. As soon as he hits that...
Have we been here before?
I don't know. Maybe it's... The damage is a little slow on these guys.
You do?
No. I don't feel like it's adding anything. Let me read that again. When you use recall, which I just did, heal allies within 6 meters for 75% of the damage they have taken in the last 3 seconds. I'm definitely within the 6 meter radius. I mean, I'm standing right behind him.
Let's try something else.
I should have been able to save that guy. Tip, tip, tip.
Have we been here before?
There's nothing that is being added. Especially not the 70% of the damage they took. Right, something is afoot. But, I mean, this could be potentially a very strong thing. If you get a Diva Bomb going off, and you can blink in immediately, recall where everybody was taking a huge amount of damage. Let's say your tank is just barely holding on. You can save him. If you're fast enough. And if it's working. I don't know what's going on. Moving on. Auto recall. Once per round, if you would die, instead use recall for free. Spending your ultimate charge reduces recall's cooldown by 50%. Alright, so that's actually 2 things. First off, if these guys kill me, but at least the shot that was going to kill me gives me auto recall. And so basically, I get a second life. I get a second chance. But that can only work once every round. If I use my recall and then use my ult, bam, you can see that the recall cooldown was cut in half. But that is impressive. Next up, bullet time. When you use recall, drop a temporal field that slows projectiles by 95% for 6 seconds, and you take 25% less damage from hit scan for 3 seconds.
Back we go.
Look at that. Look at these projectiles. That is actually pretty cool. I used to play Max Payne back in the day, and that is what inspired it, I guess. Next up, T-Racer. Blink teleports you 3 meters farther and grants you 10% move speed for 1 second. So let's see the normal blink distance. Need to blink on the 20 meter mark, and we make it to mid 15 if we equip that power. We actually make it all the way to the 10 meter mark, which is the 3 extra meters. It's just slightly over. Also gives you more movement speed for a short time. You have to take into account that those blinks are going to send you a little further. If you're an experienced Tracer player, that might throw you off occasionally, but in my case, I'm just going to be just as bad as normal. Temportal. Recall leaves behind a temporal portal. An ally can interact with it to travel back in time for 3 seconds. Let's see if I can actually see that portal. Yes, I can. So if they click that, they will actually go back in time for 3 seconds. Foresight. After using blink, your next 6 shots within 2 seconds auto aim to targets within 10 meters. So we blink and you can see the auto aim marker. But you need to be within 10 meters. So you need to be pretty up close. Can't be too far. If you're too far, you won't see it. You're close. You're going to hit all your shots. This could actually help me play Tracer. Time lapse. Hitting 2 consecutive shots on the same target without missing deals 1 extra damage over 2 seconds. So I guess if you holy hell.
I am. Nice try.
If you have good aim, this is going to just burn down anybody. Look at that. If you got good aim, you'll trigger that 1 extra damage over 2 seconds every single time. Then the last one is called Pocket Bomb. When you use recall, throw a pulse bomb that deals 60% less damage. That is a variation of the auto ult that we've seen for Reaper, Pharah, Lucia. Yeah, if you use
Have we been here before?
recall and you're close enough, it will actually stick to people. I mean, it's not going to kill every single target because it's only at 60%. But if you sneak up to someone that is already pretty low,
Restart.
you stick it to them,
Boom.
they're going to die. Impressive. But that was it. That was all for Tracer. Now tell me, what do you think about her items and her powers? Let me know in the comments, or come tell me during my streams over on twitch.tv/DeemziesTV. See you there. For now, however, that was it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It always helps me out. I also want to thank my patrons and YouTube members. You too can become a member over on patreon.com/theomnicpost and right here on YouTube to unlock exclusive rewards. If you have a few minutes left, maybe check out one of my other videos. But above all, take care of yourself, take care of each other. Bye bye.